Service to others is the rent you pay for your room here on earth. I wanted to start my talk with a quote from the late, great Muhammad Ali. Not because he resonates with me as a fellow successful Muslim American, but because he is universally recognized as the greatest. We are all aware of this global icon whose fame transcended his sport. While he was a 3-time boxing champion and an Olympic gold medalist, his athletic achievements did not define him. Rather, his legacy was solidified by a lifelong commitment to service outside the ring as much as his boxing career inside the ring. His quote about service was one of his most famous ones. It explores the idea that life comes with responsibility. It urges us to help others as a way to pay our way through life. It's the cornerstone of a philosophy that service is the very essence of life and not something you do just in your free time. Service, in turn, comes with its own benefits. Our goal today is to discuss how, in the service of others, we can achieve personal and professional success. To better illustrate this point, we will briefly compare two distinct but recognizable individuals. Both came from very different backgrounds. They took different paths, but ascended to the highest office in the land, one after another. The first individual, we'll call him George. George was born into a wealthy, affluent, and connected family. His is a story of privilege and opportunity. He went to the very best private schools that money can buy. He had every resource at his fingertips. He was a legacy, and he got admitted easily into Yale University and later Harvard Business School. Once he graduated, various business opportunities and jobs awaited him. I'll give him credit, though. He did take advantage of the opportunities that were afforded to him. He did not squander them all. Ultimately, he leveraged his family name into politics. He got elected as governor, and it started a path that led him all the way to the Oval Office. This is not a self-made story. It is one of inheritance and being born into, and it is not something that we are going to focus on today. Instead, let us highlight individual number 2. We will call him Barry. Barry was born in a remote state. He barely knew his father. He was mainly raised by his grandparents. He went to selective schools by the aid of merit scholarships and hard work. He took advantage of his opportunity and dedicated himself and earned a full academic scholarship to a liberal arts college in Los Angeles. Here he got exposed to a larger and more diverse community that inspired him, and he wanted more. He knew now that he had to expand his horizons. He wanted to transfer into a more prestigious university where he could get the education and tools to better help the community he now resonated with and make an impact in the world. His dedication paid off. He successfully transferred to Columbia University in the great city of New York. After graduating from an Ivy League university, many doors and lucrative jobs were open for him. While he dabbled in a few, this was not his plan. This was not his calling. Inspired by the first black mayor of the great city of Chicago, which I'm proud to say I am now from, in Harold, Washington, he picked up his bags and he moved to the Midwest. He became a community organizer in Chicago's beleaguered South Side. This was a community that definitely needed help. This experience of community service and organizing changed his life and his career trajectory. It started him on a path of community and public service that culminated in him becoming the ultimate public servant, that of POTUS. This is a story of perseverance, dedication, and service. It's a self-made story, and one that we are going to focus on today. When Barry recounted his experiences as a community organizer in Chicago, he called it the best education he had ever received. He went on to say he couldn't tell who benefited more from it. Was it him or the people that he sought to serve? What was Barry talking about here? What is it about community service that makes it so unique? Inevitably, it's the fact that it makes you connect with other people, and not just any other people, people who are different from you, people you wouldn't have otherwise come across, because they have different backgrounds, different challenges. And the blueprint to success includes the ability to understand, relate, and connect with lots of different people. One of the best known benefits of service is the positive impact that it can have on the community and its members. Service volunteers are the glue that hold a community together. Even completing small tasks makes a big difference in the life of people who are in need. In this way, it is clear to us the benefit that is conferred on the people that we look to serve. But community service is a two-way street. It helps us as much as the people we look to serve. This is what Barry was talking about. How, you may ask? You're out there dedicating your time, helping others. You're making friends and contacts. Your professional and social network is expanding. And you're picking up valuable social skills, which will make it more likely that you will be successful. Success has the ability to bolster your self-esteem, your self-confidence, and your overall life satisfaction. You're out there in the community helping others, making it a better place, and this can be a real source of achievement. Your role as volunteer can be a real source of pride and identity. The better you feel about yourself, the more positive of an outlook you will have about your life and your future goals, which will leave you in a better position to achieve them. Success can help you advance your career. It can expose you to professional organizations and internships that will become handy for you. Say you want to try a new career or change your career. Service gives you the opportunity to gain experience in the area of your interest and puts you directly in touch with individuals who are in that field. Volunteering almost gives you the ability to try out a new career without the long-term commitment. even if you are not looking to change your career. By engaging in service projects, you will inevitably learn valuable workplace skills, such as teamwork, task management, organization, communication, just to name a few. Once you've honed these skills in a service setting, you'll feel more confident about putting these to task in a workplace setting. Just because community service is altruistic or unpaid does not mean the benefits you get from it are basic. Actually, most service experiences come with extensive training that can become a real personal asset as you look to advance your future career. Service has played an integral part in my life, my career, and my path. To better understand the nexus between success and service, I want to tell you a little about my story. I'm a first-generation Indian American. My parents immigrated to the United States in the late 1970s, looking for better opportunities and a better life for their family. I was born and raised in the great city of New York. My mother, as well as a lot of family members, were physicians, which was a well-respected and highly compensated field. What appealed to me about having a family of physicians wasn't the financial stability or the comfortable lifestyle that came with the profession, but rather, it was the unique ability of these physicians to help people in need as an extension of their everyday skills and occupation. Every time a family member, a friend, a community member got sick or got hospitalized, they rose up. They coordinated care. They comforted family members. They saved lives. I was envious of the fact that they had unique and special skills that let them volunteer their services at community and free clinics, providing necessary health care to the underserved and underprivileged who needed this essential care but could not afford it. This instilled in me the importance of picking a career that did more than pay a fair wage. I wanted a career that would help me and give me the skills to greater help the community at large. To the dismay of my very South Asian parents, only one of their two children became a physician, and that would be my younger, smarter sister. I could not tackle organic chemistry, and to the disappointment of my math whiz of an engineer father, I was weak with numbers and math. So I was pushed in to the legal field because lawyers don't have to be good with numbers, jokingly because I watched a lot of Matlock with my mother. But mainly it was because they said I would never back down from an argument. There was nothing I couldn't talk my way in or out of. So I researched the legal field, and I saw a lot of similar characteristics between medicine and law, doctors and lawyers. Both were noble professions and gave unique set of skills that let you help your greater community outside the four walls of an office. So I decided to go to law school and pursue a career in the legal field. Being a lawyer became my calling, or as I like to better refer to it, an advocate for the people. After law school, I got a job in a private law firm. The hours were long, the pay was good, and it was kind of exciting like it is on television, but something was greatly missing. I could not help the people or take the cases that really mattered to me. There's only so much pro bono that any firm can handle, and I lacked the seniority or the influence to bring in those cases that really I cared about and mattered to me. Despite the long hours, I tried to volunteer outside work, as it was an important skill that was ingrained to me by my family. I volunteered at a pro bono clinic in Chicago's diverse North Side, helping the underprivileged with landlord and tenant matters, immigration issues. I lent my time to a domestic violence shelter for women, where I used my legal expertise to support and strengthen women who are going through different situations. I volunteered for and joined the board of the Downtown Islamic Center, which was my local mosque. Little did I know then that that would become my longest standing and one of my most rewarding service experiences. While this helped quench my thirst for community service, it wasn't enough. I wanted more. I wanted to make a greater impact where what I was doing full time was helping not big business, but my community. So I took a big and fairly large risk pretty early in my career. I decided to go off on my own, which is a daunting experience. But I knew that I could control the types of cases and the people that I could help. I remember hearing that if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. So I hung my own shingle. Building business is hard, especially early in your career. But the community that I was a part of stepped up for me. Being familiar with me and my work through community service, they gave me the opportunity to grow. They took a chance on me. They became my word of mouth organic advertising that was better than any marketing that I could have done on my own. Soon thereafter, my small shop became a boutique law firm, serving professionals and small businesses, predominantly in the South Asian and Muslim communities of Chicago. I was using my expertise and legal skills to strengthen and support my clients, and they were growing, and I was growing with them. Soon, the community took note. I received community service awards from various organizations. I had been selected and featured as a rising star super lawyer by Chicago Magazine every year for the last decade. I had the honor of being elected to leadership positions, including president at legal bar associations and professional associations. I had the privilege to serve on the boards of various community organizations. Being a part of the community, sharing in its success, had a very positive effect on my career and my compensation. I had noticed that the revenue of the firm had increased multiple fold, and I was in a better situation than my own colleagues that took a more traditional path of becoming a partner at a private law firm or working for a big company. But most of all, from the Islamophobia that stemmed from 9/11 to the most recent Muslim ban, lawyers like myself became first responders. I was able to use my legal skills to become an advocate for civil rights, civil liberties, fighting bigotry, and protecting my community, helping my friends and family, helping causes that are near and dear to me. This gave me true satisfaction. Becoming a community organizer, activist, and leader while simultaneously growing my career and my firm, this left me with a true feeling of success. Let's look even beyond me. Let's turn to the holy grail of social and professional networking, LinkedIn. This social media website focusing on professional networking recently added a feature that lets you highlight community service experiences alongside paid work experiences. 40% of employers from a related poll considered community service work as important as paid service work. 20% of hiring managers from the same poll admitted to making hiring decisions based on community service work alone. Given the time that we are in, we cannot ignore the global pandemic and the effect it has had on the topic at hand. Individuals and companies have gone out of their way to help those who are in risk, especially the elderly and the immunocompromised. Frontline workers are out there every day working, risking their lives to save others. Entire industries have refocused to better help the community in need. Manufacturers are making ventilators. Designers are making masks. Distilleries have gone from spirits to sanitizer. Restaurants that were struggling are now providing meals to frontline workers and essential workers. They continue to give free meals to those who are in need. This has really caused people to look inward. What is my skill set? What can I do? How can I help? I can sew a mask. Let me sew a mask and give it to people. I can cook food. Let me make food and distribute it. People want to help one another in any way they can. And this will pay dividends not only now, but after the pandemic ends. Individuals and businesses are not only going to stay afloat because of their service-oriented pivoting, but people will take note that they sacrificed and went out of their way to help in a time of need. This will create brand and customer loyalty that will help them come out of this pandemic ahead of the curve and possibly stronger than before. If the last year has shown us anything, it is that now is the time for transformative change. Dare to care. Dare to serve. Make service the blueprint of your success story. It may not be the most traditional path, but it is certainly a viable path and one that we have discussed today. I have found that service can be very addictive. Introduce it to your lifestyle and see the benefits that come. You may even find yourself answering the ultimate call to serve by running for public service. I know I'm considering it because now more than ever, we need diverse and talented people to serve at all levels of government. The theme of our TEDx, Refocus, Revision, makes it incumbent upon all of us to re-examine what is the real meaning of success and what it means to succeed. It can no longer mean amassing material possessions. It cannot be increasing our own position in life. We have a responsibility to leave the world a little better than we found it. We must make a positive change in the lives of others. We have to live a life of meaning, This is true purpose. After all, one of the greatest minds of our time, Sir Winston Churchill, said it best. We make a living by what we get. We make a life by what we give. Thank you.